Hello and welcome to Race Tech Radio. Race Tech Radio is a weekly podcast based on racing and technology news. I am Yannick Martin and alongside me is Justin Ritchie. You can read all the stories we covered today at racetechradio.com. And we have a busy episode today.
Mostly with results.
Yes, not too much into stories, but mainly into results, as basically 4 races were happening this last weekend.
And possibly Mazda Star Series as well. I don't know, I didn't check, but it is quite a hectic season we are getting into. So let's get started. First off, we have A1GP results for Shanghai, China. Beautiful course, of course. Don't you find?
Of course.
Of course. So, the results we have here is out of the sprint race, which was 10 laps, we have Great Britain in first, New Zealand in second, and Germany in third. For the feature race, which was 38 laps, we have New Zealand in first, Great Britain in second, and Germany in third. So, not a whole lot of difference in between the two races. And this is just about the last race of the season. So we'll go over the standings real quick for you. Germany, pretty much dominant throughout the whole series, is standing with 113 points. Below that is New Zealand, Great Britain, and France. So I think it's in the books that Germany is going to win. It was a good season. I don't know. I really like the idea of the series, but I just didn't get into it because with Formula One and the IRL, I know the drivers and I'm comfortable with the series itself, but with the teams, I don't know. I don't know who the racers are, and it's just uncomfortable. It's kind of like ChampCar to me. Yeah, sure, I know the popular names, but I can't recognize, oh, that car is that car, and that driver is that driver.
That's basically the problem with ChampCar this year. I can't make the link between any of the drivers nor the cars, especially that have the grid as like a black car. So
you can't distinguish who is who. There's no personality in the car.
Yep.
But I don't know. Anyways, that's all for A1GP. So there's only one race left, and that's in Brands Hatch, and that's in about 2 weeks. So be sure to check that out, season closer. And I'll be looking forward to maybe getting more in depth in the series as the winter rolls around and I have nothing better to do. So hopefully that will hopefully I'll like it next year. Alright, yes. So the next series we are covering
is Formula One, of course. The third Grand Prix of the season was on this last Sunday in Bahrain, and here were the qualifying results. At the pole position, Felipe Massa with a final qualifying time of 1:32.652, and then was followed by Lewis Hamilton in McLaren, Kimi Raikkonen, Fernando Alonso, Nick Heidfeld, Robert Kubica, Giancarlo Fisichella, Mark Webber, Jarno Trulli, and Nico Rosberg, and Alexander Wurz.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff. Oh man.
What do you mean?
The Williams Toyota are doing better than the Toyotas themselves.
Yes.
And on to the next few positions. Renault coming in 12th with Heikki Kovalainen. I don't know what they're going to do, but as Flavio says, it's not going well. Not going well at all. I don't know. Do you think it's actually Kovalainen himself? I know mostly it is the car. But do you think he is a step below Giancarlo?
Well, it's his first season in Formula One, and he has to adapt to the way the series works and the way these cars are made. But the car itself isn't that great either.
Yeah, I don't know. They took a heavy hit after Alonso left.
Mhm.
In 13th is Anthony Davidson for Super Aguri Honda, which is ahead of both of the Honda cars. Holy shit. Ralph Schumacher in 14th for Toyota. Rubens Barrichello and Jenson Button in 16th. Jenson Button, he had an engine blow during practice. And because that was practice, right on Friday practice, he was able to change the engine and didn't get any problems. You know, he didn't get, pushback. Anyways, he did the most laps during qualifying. He did 14 laps during qualifying too. And still in 16th.
Yep.
So
Nothing is going well, really.
nothing is going well.
Apparently, the drivers were asked if they preferred driving the car in qualifying or during the race, and apparently they said qualifying because they only have one lap to do.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know how they're dealing with it, but they gotta
Nothing
get
is
shit
going
fixed.
right.
Then in 17th, Takuma Sato in the Super Aguri. So that's the $6 million team ahead and behind the, $70 million team last year? Then we have Vit Antonio Liuzzi and Scott Speed filling up 18th and 19th. Adrian Sutil in 20th. David Coulthard in 21st. And he was having gearboxes during qualifying, so he wasn't able to run any more laps. So pretty much his first few laps is what he got stuck with. And then in last, Christian Albers in the Spiker.
There's basically one thing, though. I'm still amazed how the BMWs are doing great. But is it the BMWs doing great, or all of the other teams doing shitty?
You know what? It's hard to say. Renault is doing shitty, that's for sure. But again, of course, Honda is. But I don't know. Super Aguri is doing great for what it is in its entirety. But BMW, in the end of last season, was catching up when Renault and Ferrari were still the top players, right? So I think it's a little bit of both. Renault is definitely shitty enough that BMW, I don't know, Renault isn't even a competitor in the top 5 right now. And I don't see them being until, maybe the last 4 races?
Renault is in deep trouble, that's for sure.
Deep trouble. Anyways, on to the small little race analysis. The first lap, there was a safety car appearance because Sutil apparently hit Speed and Coulthard hit Button. Or in a different order. I don't know. The cameraman was shit. There was only one angle that we saw that from. And it appeared just too many people trying to get into a little space, so they pretty much crammed up. That retired both Button and Speed before one lap, so that was a shame. And you know what? Off the grid, it stayed the same pretty much. Felipe Massa, Hamilton, Raikkonen, Alonso, same position after the safety car. So that's good. But Hamilton was smoking a fair bit. A lot of oil smoke or something. I don't know, but he was smoking a lot in the first half. A lot, I must say. Liuzzi got a drive-through penalty for passing under that very same caution. So that set him back a little. Also, Mark Webber, apparently. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure who actually had it. But their gas flap was open. Gas flap was open, Yannick. And think of that. That's on the Adrian Newey design, right? He doesn't even want the driver to be in there. He made, who was it, Coulthard? He made him switch helmets because he wanted everything to be perfect, and here the gas flaps left open. anyways, that gas flap was quite significant because the wings on the thing up top. What's that called? I don't know. I don't know what you call that. What the hell do you call that?
I don't really know what you mean.
On top, the wings. The little hole.
The little wings on the engine cover?
Yes. Yeah, up top.
Oh, do
Anyways.
they actually have a name?
I don't know. I think they're called semi-flaps or something. Anyways, one of those broke and not looking good. So pretty much he went back to pits, I believe. I'm not sure what the cameraman didn't follow him. But anyways, Sato blew up. He blew up.
It's always funny seeing those cars blowing up and so much smoke and stuff.
Yeah, there were a lot of nice fireworks, you could call, from the Honda team this year so far. Let's see, Sato blew up, Button blew up in practice, Davidson blew up. That's no good for Honda. What the fuck are they doing with their engines? So anyways, that's about it for the race analysis. Because it was a Muslim country, they weren't allowed actual champagne. They had this carbonated shit. Anyways,
but they were allowed, one of the only countries that were actually allowed to have tobacco sponsoring on there. So we actually saw Ferrari having their Marlboro brand on their cars and helmets and suits, which actually amazed me because I thought it was a rule to have no branding anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that, but they didn't go into detail on speed, but they did mention that there will be a total of three races that allow tobacco sponsorship.
Because I heard at least, well, actually, according to that, it might not actually be a rule, but I heard that it's actually the teams that got together in some kind of coalition and said, we're going to stop having tobacco sponsors, so each team becomes like equal, don't get the big bucks from those big companies, and we won't get sponsors from the tobaccos anymore. And apparently Ferrari decided not to go in the group as well, simply doing their own thing as usual.
Good for them. Ferrari shouldn't cave into the fucking retards. That's the problem right there. Whoa. Gotta get rid of the tobacco sponsorship.
Ferrari again.
Ferrari recognizes $1, and
yes,
they say, you know what?
But again, doing their own thing.
Yeah. Fuck unions. That's the thing. So I guess that's all for the race analysis, and now we'll go on to the finishing and how everything turned out.
Yes. So at the finish line, Felipe Massa took the race.
He did take the race.
By a close, though, rather very followed closely by Lewis Hamilton, a 2.3 second lead only. Hamilton finished second on the podium. Basically the first road driver to have 3 podiums in a row at his first starts, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounded right.
Yeah. His first 3 races on the podium
exactly.
each and every time.
New record
Phenomenal.
for him. Great driving, great driver.
Yeah.
He's doing really good, actually, this year.
He is.
Good
And he's tricking. He's pretty good.
Yep.
I'm really enjoying watching him drive.
Doing better than Alonso on most of the races so far as well.
Yeah. Sadly. Anyways, Kimi Räikkönen in 3rd.
Yes. Also closely followed by Nick Heidfeld in the BMW, who finished 4th. Heidfeld just doing great races, very aggressive, and being able to keep his positions very well. He was able to pass Alonso in the mid-race, I'd say, and actually kept Alonso behind him. So Alonso finished in 5th, then followed by Robert Kubica in 6th, Jarno Trulli in 7th for Toyota, Fisichella in 8th, Kovalainen in 9th, Rosberg in 10th for Williams, followed by Alexander Wurz.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Williams qualified well, but I'll bring that up later. But Ralf Schumacher came in 12th. Of course, that's with Jacques Villeneuve that I'm talking about. Anyways, Rubens Barrichello, the only finishing Honda car, in 13th. Christian Albers in 14th. Adrian Sutil in 15th, which was down 4 laps. And then we get into the retirements. Anthony Davidson, as mentioned before, his engine blew up. I thought it was funny because when he blew up, I was like, "What is this? Is this a replay of when Sato blew up?" But no, it was the same shit. Mark Webber had a gearbox problem. David Coulthard had a drive shaft problem. I don't know. I didn't get to see that as well. I thought it had something to do with the oil. Anyways, Takuma Sato blew up, of course. Vit Antonio Liuzzi had hydraulic problems. And then, of course, as mentioned before, Jenson Button and Scott Speed taken out on the first lap. So that's all for Formula 1. The next race is in a month. It's on, like, what, May 12th or something like that?
Possibly. I guess so.
May 13th, I believe. And so that's a whiles away, but next weekend we have IRL at Montegi, so that will be fascinating. Alright, so now on to GP2.
Yes, first GP2 race.
Very exciting race. Lots of contact. Tons of contact. Anyways, GP2 at Bahrain. For the feature race, they only did 33 laps because they were scheduled for 34, but off of the grid, when they went to do their formation lap, 3 cars were stalled. So they decided to do another formation lap to get those guys restarted and going and such. So it was 33 laps. Lots of contact. Tons of contact, I tell you. Very interesting race to watch, especially how, what's his name? Zog. How he was holding off the people like crazy. First it was with Mueller, and, anyways, that was a fun race. I really enjoy watching them. Not the best track for them, though, especially with the pit. The pit is way different than Formula 1. They, like, enter through a turn, but then they come out on T9. And it's like a very fast spot. Anyways, the director wasn't very good either. 7 of them retired, which I saw. So I didn't get to see the other, 3 or what have you. Anyways, for the feature race, here is the finishing grid. We had Luca Filippi in first, Timo Glock in second, Adrian Zubers, or Andreas Zuber. It's funny because he left his pit stop rather late, because same with GP2, you do need to pit at least once and change at least 2 tires. And some people, I don't know what their strategy was, but they left it way too long. In fourth was Bruno Senna. In 5th was Luca Degrassi. 6th was Adrian Zog, which was disappointing because he held off Degrassi for a long time. And Luca was faster than him. That was the funny thing. He was holding it off so well that if Luca actually passed him, he would have just disappeared. And that's exactly what happened once he did get past him. He kind of brute forced his way past them, though. Nicolas Lapierre in 7th. Borg Garcia in 8th. Karen Schondhook in 9th. And Michael Amemure in 10th, also. Sakon Yamamoto in 11th. And there were 11 retires in that race. I don't know. The director, I wonder if it's the same director that does Formula 1. because he was shitty. That's for sure. But lots of contact. And what's funny is with speed, they only show one race and then they show the highlights of the other race. And the sprint race, which was 23 laps, looked a whole lot better than the race I watched. And I'm like, oh, they should have showed that one because there was so much more close racing and contact. So for the sprint race, Lapierre came in first, Glock in second, and Filippi in third. There were 12 retires. So I guess we're on to ChampCar now.
Yes, there was the Long Beach race this weekend. Another street race, so not much action, not much passing, basically. And the grid in ChampCar is rather small, only 17 cars on the track, 3 of which retired. This race was a standing start, if I wasn't mistaken. So that's one of the new additions in ChampCar this year. So basically we're going to go over the results. Sebastian Bourdais took the win again. I think third year in a row at Long Beach. Bourdais really, I'd say, one of the best drivers on the track, probably the best.
Yeah.
He should have a chance to drive in another series than ChampCar. He probably deserves.
Well, I think he
better
got
than
in the
that.
wrong series to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he gets into something other than stock cars in his future. Maybe a chance at GP2 and then Formula 1, but
Yep.
I don't know. Going with ChampCar at first is a death wish, really.
Really. Anyways, second position was Servio from the Forsyth Championship Racing Team.
Right, about that. He was actually filling in for Paul Tracy.
Yes.
Paul Tracy, unfortunately, hit the wall at 35 miles an hour. And he compressed a vertebrae and will be out for 3 months.
That's never good.
And people are speculating that it's the Panos chassis. Because,
That's
you know...
not safe enough?
Yeah, because so many people have been hurt. They listed a bunch of people that have been hurt by the chassis because it's just too stiff. It doesn't break down when you hit the wall. Like
the
if
cars do look very strong, and apparently the cockpits are bigger than they used to be, so maybe they have also a bit of a loose inside.
Yeah.
So that's never good as well.
I'm not sure, but if you saw the crash, you can see him. He hits the wall, and his car doesn't break down. It hops up and it like sits on the wall, and you're like, oh man, that would have hurt. Anyways, that was only at 35 miles an hour. If you're getting hurt at 35 miles an hour,
There's a problem.
there is a problem. So anyways, he will be out for 3 months.
Wow, that's a lot.
That really sucks.
They're gonna have to check that car again.
Yeah, for sure.
So Servio was very happy of his second place, anyways, that's for sure. That's what he said, anyways. Third came in Willpower from Team Australia. Fourth was Wilson. Fifth, Tagliani. Sixth, Junqueira. Seventh, Johnny. Eighth, Rahal. Ninth, Daziel. 10th, Catherine Legg. 11th was Gomendy. 12th, Clark. 13th, Robert Doornbos from the Minardi team, of course. XF1 driver. 14th was Pagenaud. 15th was Halliday, who had to retire from a mechanical problem. 16th and 17th, respectively, it was Figge and Dominguez, both out by a contact. Figge, who had a major crash, a quite severe crash in the last 10 laps of the race, really. It took a very long time to get him out of the car. He was taken out on a stretcher and by ambulance shipped to the hospital. I didn't get any news on his condition, but he seemed very okay. He was waving to the crowd on the stretcher, so probably will be back in the next races for sure.
Well, that's good.
Of course.
Yeah. Well,
so that's it.
that's it for racing results.
Mm.
Fun week, that's for sure. Also, this is the week of the season of clay tennis, of course, which I am missing right now. But that is alright. That is alright. I watched Speed, right? A little bit of a rant for you, okay?
We always need our weekly rants.
We do. I watched The Riches, okay? The Riches is a show about gypsies that pretty much steal another person's life because they saw them dead and they took their house keys. Anyways, they live the lives of these people somehow. I don't know how. It's quite miraculous. Anyways, I watched the series. I don't have FX, okay? Because I live in Canada. I am not able to get FX, okay? So I illegally download the show, okay? That's how it works, okay? If I'm not able to get it, I am a fan of the show. I download it. Hey, I pay $50 a month for how many channels, right? I don't get it. Well, you know what? I'm entitled to that fucking show. Anyways, I watch it online. I've only seen about 3 or 4 episodes. And during Speed, I was sitting there because Speed is owned, well, they own, Fox and a couple other channels. Anyways, they showed a commercial for The Riches. And not your average commercial, I must say. It was about 60 seconds long, and it ruined the whole fucking season for me. It pretty much told us what's going to happen, what has happened, and it pretty much ruined the whole show for me because now I know what's going to happen. It's kind of like when I was waiting for the race and then they announced it on SportsCenter before the race. It's like, oh man, they told me the winner. So anyways, I find out he goes to jail and the daughter gets caught with 2 pieces of ID. Also, he has a body in his trunk and all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are they showing me this for? Anyways, very upset about that. But while I was watching Speed, I watched Wind Tunnel with Dave Despain. And Jacques Villeneuve, your favorite, of course, was on Wind Tunnel. And you know what? After that interview, he's not such a bad guy. He's rather funny. I'll give you that. He was funny. Pretty much, they interviewed him about what he's going to be doing next, about his new CD that came out, Private Paradise, which is now available in stores, I believe.
Which you are going to get.
I am going to get the Jacques Villeneuve CD. I am very excited. It sounds very catchy. Anyways, he talked about his recent article in F1 Racing Magazine, which I buy, but not every month. But it is in this month's. And he talks about other drivers on the grid, like Giancarlo, how he will never be the next, Alonso, and how Scott Speed is still not worthy of his seat. He hasn't justified being in Formula One, and all these really edgy comments. And I was like, you know what? That's great that he's speaking his mind. That's awesome. But anyways, a bunch of callers called in, and they asked, what happened after the kart, championship reign he went on. And then when he joined Formula One, he stopped smiling, all this. And he talked about the politics of Formula One. And it was very good. So, I don't know. Check YouTube or something like that. I'm sure they'll have the interview. It lasted a while. They took like 3 commercial breaks. So, it was a good 20 minutes or so. Very, very fun show. But it's good to see Jacques Villeneuve happy. He's very happy. It's funny how he talked about his son. Dave asked him, even though his son's only 5 months old, he asked if he had plans to get him started in racing or if he would like to see him go down that path. And he said, I don't really care what he does as long as he's passionate about it and as long as he's not a bum. I thought that was rather funny and comical, so good to see he has a sense of humor. So that was on Speed this week. That's about it. Alright, so on to our one article of news, which will hopefully last us the rest of the show. but I doubt it. So
Yes.
cue up the fodder because we have nothing. All right. So pitching. You do you play baseball at all? No.
Not that
No.
much there.
Not much in France. All right. Well, over in North America, it is a pretty popular sport. Although British Columbia doesn't have a team, Toronto does. Not my favorite team. My favorite team would be the Atlanta Braves. But they came out with some new technology. Technology is always good, right? Altering our lives and how it works. You can tell that I'm going off of. I haven't made any notes, so this is going off the cuff. Pitching. Okay, it's not all about speed. All right. Speed is a requirement, yes. You have to be able to throw that ball at 16 miles an hour or what have you, right? Every pitcher can do that, though. So there should be more of a monitor because it's mostly about the spin, right? Because you can spin the ball, and they do crazy shit with the spin. And that, for the most part, is the most important part of pitching. That's a tongue twister right there. So anyways, this is a device, I tell you. It's from RevFire, and it measures the speed, not only the speed, but the spin of the ball as well. So you can get it on your computer. You get a little graph, so it shows you a little animation of how the ball spun. Anyways, that's good because it lets the pitcher know how their pitch is going, because pretty much you would have to take your word for it. Oh, I threw it like this, it spun a little. But you can't really tell how it spun other than the batter would say, wow, that had a lot of spin on it. Anyways, this way you can determine how to improve your spin and what have you.
However, you need the actual RevFire balls, like special balls, or it can be any balls?
That's the problem. It is proprietary. You do need those balls, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, not too bad. 2 balls, that's not a lot. 2 balls. So, I guess, I don't know. They're going to have to buy a shitload of them. But, for sure, if I could throw, I would definitely buy one of these, because this is a great system for accurately determining how well your pitch is doing compared to others. So that's about it for the tech news.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
We're doing short, really.
We are going short, so let's share a couple stories here. You go first.
Well, I bought the new Command and Conquer game.
Command and Conquer, a video game review. All right, let's hear it.
I bought the new Command and Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars last week. I think it was on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And well, basically, the game's just awesome, really. The gameplay's great. It's a fun little game, very fast. It's an RTS, by the way, if you didn't notice. It's a very fast game. It's not like those, for example, Ages of Empires, where games can last like 3-4 hours. The games I've played so far with the computer last around between 30 and an hour. So a lot faster. The gameplay is a lot faster. Sometimes more difficult. The AI is very well developed, that's for sure. Just the medium level, which I think is like 2 out of 4 or something, is quite tough to beat. The only problem, though, when I bought the game, even though according to the minimum requirements, my computer was compatible with the minimum requirements, but once I started playing it on my machine, the only problem, basically, I had problems with my video card. You see, it's not such a great video card. It's a GeForce 5200.
Yeah.
And it's not all that great, to be honest. In the minimum requirements, it requires a GeForce 4, but if you play this, for example, on Vista, it requires a GeForce 6 series. So you kind of see there, if you take the average minimum requirement is the GeForce 5 series, therefore I'm way too low on the
Yeah.
requirements. So basically this weekend I simply bought a new video card. A 7 series, so that should work perfectly great. I'm yet to receive it though, so I'm
So
just
you ordered
anxious.
it online.
Yes, I did.
Where did you buy it from?
On tigerdirect.ca, because I had to find an online store that could ship to Canada.
I remember Tiger.
It's not too bad. The price is good though. The shipping is quite cheap. Still cost me like $200 though. Total.
Never good.
It's a good card though, so
Yeah,
I should
well,
be pleased with it.
hopefully it will boost your performance in other games as well. So
Oh yes.
maybe get back into gaming a little more. LFS
Yes.
possibly.
Well, possibly, even though LFS isn't a big system either.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe play with some AA,
Yeah.
like some anti-alias, to make
Yeah.
it nicer.
Make it pretty.
Yes.
Alright, so, because we are short on topics, we will talk about something in the news.
Really?
We don't do this often, do we? No, we
No.
don't.
I don't even know what you're going to talk about there.
That's the best part. Don Imus. Don Imus. You've heard of this, have you not?
No.
Oh,
I think
shit.
not.
Okay, have you read my blog lately?
No, not the news stories now.
Okay, well, that's a shame. Alright, well, Don Imus has been fired from both his CBS job and his MSNBC job. So,
That's
the
always
reason
good.
for this is he said nappy-headed hose, okay? He said they were referring to the basketball game, the Rutgers girl. He said, those Rutgers girl, they look tough. Ooh, they're scary looking. Those are some nappy-headed hoes. And then, this is where traditional media cuts it off. Then they say, oh, well, the other team is cute, the Tennessee team, which is, both teams are a majority black. So, he said, they have nappy-headed hoes, and the other team is cute. Well, they're both, black teams, so there you go. It's not a racist comment. But because they take it out of context, he called them nappy-headed hoes. And so anyways, he's being fired because all the sponsors have dropped out. Because no one wants to be associated with this racist man. And my question is, he's made racist comments before, so why not actually get him on something racist? Nappy-headed is not a racial comment. It's just nappy hair, just nappy hair. Anyways, I find that rather crazy. I think that's ridiculous. If you want, I'll read my piece on anorexicpillow.com. We have, should Don Imus be fired for his remarks? This answer is simple, plain as day to a sane person, no. Hell no. Imus has said racist things in the past, so why not get him on something that is actually racist? All the news programs to listen to cut it short, and you don't hear him say that the other team is actually cute, which is also a majority black. What the hell is wrong with people in America? Americans think they have the right to be not offended. What the hell is up with that? Everyone thinks, oh, I'm too good to be offended. I hate that. Don't you hate that? Anyways, it goes on. You can read that at anorexicpill.com. I've been writing a lot for Helium, and that's where all these topics get started. Because you mentioned the other week that I don't post enough to my blog.
Now you post too much.
Yeah. Then one day I posted 6 articles. That's funny how that works. But I've been posting on Helium lately, and Helium's this news site. It's hard to explain, but it's good for writers. If you like writing, this has a bunch of topics, and you can never run out of stuff to say. So that's interesting, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
All right. So
So really,
we kind of cut ourselves short here because we thought this show would be rather
quite long with all the
filled up.
results we had.
Yeah.
Amazingly, uh, that wasn't as long as expected.
It wasn't. It wasn't at all.
But we still had a good show, though. 4 results plus 3 stories or something like that. So,
Something like that.
yeah, it's not too bad, really.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
anyways.
Well,
Oh, come on. We can
What?
keep going.
oh, really?
This show is going great.
Oh, then go ahead.
All right. Well, the Beetle, you know, the Volkswagen Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't get is there's going to be a special edition of it,
Really?
and it's going to have a red rag top.
Oh, yes, I think I saw that on another blog.
Yeah, yeah. It's, you know, a very, very little modification. Very
Yes,
small.
but what's the point, really?
What is the point? I don't even like rag tops, and especially in different colors than the body. I don't know what's wrong with people, but there's definitely a problem.
Yes. There is.
So what else do we have for news? This is really bad, by the way. We're just sitting. All right. So.
Well, it's a very it's a week without much news. We've been searching all week for pertinent things, and we haven't actually found any good ones.
Very, very slow. All right. Well, I bought a knife.
Oh, again.
I bought a knife. I mentioned before that I was going to buy the Spyderco Captain, and I didn't end up buying that because the guy on the forum was so flaky. He didn't answer my email till like 6 days later, and I don't have time to waste on that shit. So I went and I bought myself a Benchmade Rant Bowie. And I gotta tell you, it is nice. Now, this isn't going to be a very in-depth review. I don't have the blade type or the measurements right now. It's over on my coffee table. But I do find myself carrying it around the house a lot. I'm in love, I must say. It's great to have a fixed blade that is, it's just so comfortable and small. And the sheath is particularly awesome because it's so tight. And I don't know. I haven't owned a modern fixed blade for a while. But now I really see the need for one. So if you can, go out and buy yourself a fixed blade of any type, really. Alright, so
Well,
what shall we talk about now?
well, I guess it's kind of okay. We're gonna pass our 45-minute thing anyways. So.
I think we should go to an hour.
Yeah. Well, do you have 15 minutes of stuff to talk about?
Dude, let's talk about something. Alright. What
Well,
do you want to talk about?
I don't really have anything to talk about, so.
Let's make it a talk show. Who needs news? Alright?
So we've opened the lines. You can call in now.
Yeah, yeah, really. If you have any
Absolutely.
questions or anything like that, you can definitely email us at racetechradio@gmail.com.
And please do. And if you do have cool stories that we wouldn't like fall on, just send them. Just send us whatever stuff you
Yeah,
want.
that's true, because some people have different circles of searching their news, right? I use Engadget and Joystick and Autoblog and Dig, but I can't monitor Dig 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And if you don't catch it when it's on the on the front page, you lose out because then it disappears somewhere.
Yep.
I wonder where they go, because they do disappear. Because I would like to look at the past few days of front page.
Yes. I
But,
don't think there's a front page archive.
Yeah, that's too bad. Now, did you watch DL.TV?
I watched the one you sent me about the C and C3.
The
and
Command and Conquer.
Yes.
How did you like that show?
It was good, actually. I liked the show a lot. Well, a lot. I liked the show, how it was funny, quite humorous.
Yeah.
good show as a whole.
Do you think you'll watch it after, because it comes out every Tuesday and Thursday.
Hmm.
Do you think you'll watch maybe just the Tuesday episode or the Thursday episode?
I could. I'd like that. That's for sure. Because oftentimes, I'm just there having nothing to do, and I want to watch some videos and stuff. But the only problem is, you see, I have an internet bandwidth limit, and I can't just keep on downloading all sorts of videos all the time. So, it kind of sucks on that point. I'd love to have unlimited. So if I'd have unlimited, that's for sure. I'd be downloading all the TLTV shows. That's for sure.
You should look into getting
I
unlimited.
know. I've tried to talk into it there, but
Yeah. Well, I guess that's just how it goes. But hopefully you can get unlimited bandwidth because that's very important.
yes.
You gotta. I don't know how I would be without unlimited bandwidth.
Mm.
I don't know. I would be very limited. Anyways, another piece of news. We apologize for this, but you know what? This is off the cuff. This is what I wish radio was. I like the professional parts, right?
Mhm.
But then I would like to, maybe see into their lives and see how boring they really are.
We need something for Collins. This would be fun with Collins.
WeGotShows.com. Alright, personally, I already told you I am a pirate, okay? And this is the main way I watch my television shows. Now, what happened? It was taken down, and it is right now on a GoDaddy page right now. And I don't know what happened to them. So I am very hurt. I don't know how I'm going to see my riches and my dirt and all my other FX shows. But also Drive started this week. Drive show on FX. I know nothing about it, but I did see the commercial.
It's always good.
It is always good, and it's kind of like a rat race sort of thing. Like people are racing to get to a place. Right? Yeah. So, anyways, how about you talk about hockey?
Yes. Well, the playoffs start for the NHL. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Quite entertaining. A lot of good matches. A lot of good rivalries. I've been watching a couple of games every day. The Canucks are doing quite well there.
Still 1-point games, though. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't think they'll have enough to take on the...
Hmm?
I don't think they'll... they're just playing the Stars right now.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know how
don't
they're
think
going to handle the other ones.
I don't know. Anyways, go on.
Because, well, the first game between the Canucks and the Dallas Stars was quite a good one. It went to fourth overtime, to the end of the fourth overtime. So a total of 78 minutes of overtime, plus the 60 minutes of gameplay. So that's
Sixth longest game
time
of all time. Crazy.
Yes. Imagine that. I watched it till the end, and they scored at like 3:32 a.m. Eastern. So it was quite a hell of a game, but it was good stuff though. There's a few teams that I'm amazed how it's playing out right now. Like the Rangers are leading the series 2-0 against the Atlanta Thrashers, which is quite surprising. I wouldn't have thought the Rangers would have done so well against Atlanta. Another very one-way going series is between the Ducks and the Minnesota Wild. I would have thought it would have been a series a lot more close match than that. Right now, the Ducks are leading 3-0, so not looking good for the Wild.
Not looking good at all. Well,
not looking good for Calgary as well, as Detroit's leading 2-0, I think. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
that's a...
Yep.
I don't know. The games are so fucking long. I like sitting down
Depends
and
on the
watching
games.
hockey, but seriously, what the fuck? Yeah, it's so long. It's like, okay, I could be doing so much more shit. Like the odd time I listen to podcasts while I watch sports. Except for tennis, I always.
You complain about the length of hockey and you listen to podcasts that are almost the same
Well, no,
time.
because I think, yeah, but from hockey, that's entertainment, where podcasts are informational, right? So I listen to informational podcasts. By the way, I've been listening to a lot of Sean Kennedy lately. I've really missed his work, and you know, once he came back to once a month in 2007, I listened for the first 2 weeks, and then I didn't want to get up, and listen at 9 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and they weren't on the website right away. They took like a week to come up on the archive. So that got me upset, but now I'm pretty much listening to all the old episodes, and it's really fun to listen to those. It's good. I miss Sean. I really do. His book, Scabbed Wings of Abaddon, that's coming out in 2 weeks, so be sure to pick that up if you want. It's a horror. His other book, of course, is a horror as well, but he is working on a science fiction right now. So that's the one I will buy. I know a friend that is going to buy both horror books. Well, he already bought the first one. But I read it, and I don't know. I just can't get into horror. I picked up Failed States by Noam Chomsky. It will be my first Noam Chomsky read. I haven't been reading it much, though, because I've been so busy. Plus, I have F1 Racing to read, that F1 Racing magazine. I'm only on, like, page 30, so... it's $14, though. That's a pretty expensive magazine. Wouldn't you say? $14 magazine?
But it depends. Well, is it simply like the monthly magazine, or is it like for example, the special one that covers all sorts
No,
of
it's
shit
monthly.
That happens.
Dude,
Okay.
for a 12-month subscription, $80. $80. I used to subscribe to like Xbox magazine for like $50, $45. Like, what the hell is that? $75. It's a ripoff. Anyways, we've all been spending money like crazy.
Yes.
Madness.
I've been spending way too much these days.
Too much.
Ridiculous.
I haven't played WoW in a long time. I don't know.
That is a fact.
That is a fact. And, WoW, I used to play WoW. Like, when I first got WoW, World of Warcraft, that is, I played for huge spans. I used to play like 20 hours at a time. And then once I hit level 30, I, stopped playing. And now I go back for like 5 minutes every week. I don't know what's wrong. But it's not good. Not good at all. Anyways. This is no good. This is like the definition of what a podcast shouldn't be. This is like, so, I ate cereal this morning.
Yes.
But,
that looks more like a vlog.
yeah, that's true.
It
is okay.
We're close to our
We
our
explain
limit now,
to the people what we're doing and what our problem is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's explain a little further. See, this is done. This is fun.
Oh.
The torture.
It's not. Imagine the people over there like, what the fuck are they talking about now? Where's
I
my
find
tech
this
news?
very fun. There is no tech news. Okay, the internet has shut down for the week. But definitely a fun thing to talk about is Free Talk Live. I listen to a lot of podcasts. You?
And you're gonna talk about each
No, only one of them. Because we actually had a little talk after the last episode we recorded about freedom and liberty and the taxes and all that. And I don't really know your political standings. But I personally consider myself a libertarian. And I listen to a show called Free Talk Live, which is very fun and enjoyable. It's 2 hours. Well, 2 hours without the commercials. So it's 3 hours, 6 days a week. So it's a time investment, that's for sure. There are a lot of episodes, and anyways, I like to listen to that. It's a great, enjoyable podcast. So if you don't like this one, definitely check out freetalklive.com. Ian, I don't really like that much. I don't agree with him, but I definitely agree with Mark for the most part. By the way, you can put I don't know what the show notes are gonna look like, but you don't have to write down all this stuff. You can just like you can just have like, you know,
Stop the Beetle.
race results and then shoot the shit. Because that's what we're doing right now.
Yes.
We are shooting the shit.
Yes, that's what I will do.
Shooting the shit is what we do best.
Yes. We haven't put anything, any pictures in the shit.
We can put some of my tennis racket, which I just bought. Beautiful tennis racket. Only $100. $100. I went there with the intentions to buy either a Williams or a Babolat. But the Babalots were like $180, and then there was a Babolat which was like $50. But this racket was so much better, so I decided to get this. It's the Head Liquid Metal Fire Pro. It's orange, not necessarily my color. It does look cool, and I enjoy it. I haven't actually played yet because the weather is what you would call the shit right now. But once it clears up, I'll start playing 3 times a week, and I'll be very excited to do so. But one problem I've had in the past, you may have heard, is ingrown toenails. We'll put a link to a picture of my toe.
No, that's okay.
No, because my toe has been through some hell, that's for sure. So anyways, what happened is I've had an ingrown toenail. Look how this conversation has developed.
This is ridiculous.
I find it fun though.
I'm not even gonna click on that.
Anyways, oh man. So anyways, my toe, I got it cut, right, and they pretty much removed the 2 sides, so there's just the middle section. But now my left toe, which has been, you know, ingrown toenail free for about 6 years, is now starting to get an ingrown toenail. So that really sucks because now I really need my toes to be active and play tennis. So this is really a downfall of being a human, really. So I'm rather upset about that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what someone has to do. Someone has to come out with a tennis podcast. Because I listen to a tennis podcast. I actually checked Podcast Alley for all their tennis things, and I took a listen to every one of them. And you know what? Every single one of them were complete shit. Like this one was this little like 11-year-old. He was like, yay, you know. He was like, oh, it was really annoying. Anyways, I don't know. Someone do a tennis podcast. I would really enjoy that. So, I don't feel so well. I have a bit of a stomach ache. A little woozy.
I don't know what to say about you.
Yeah, me neither.
Can't really help you. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, why don't we just wrap it up now?
because it's so going so well. What do you mean wrap it up?
You just
You're
continue
trying to
this
kill
one,
my
it's
thunder.
going so. Yes.
All right, so let's talk about freedom. How about that?
Not again. We did that.
No, I
last
don't think we
episode.
did we? Oh, we
Yes,
did.
we
Okay,
did.
I didn't know that was on air. See, I don't listen to the episodes anymore.
Well, part of it was on air, and the major part was
Okay.
off air.
Yeah,
It's funny
yeah.
that.
See, I don't know. Let's talk about something. Yeah. Well, Leo Laporte. He was on Cranky Geeks last week, which was fun. Man, I feel so bad for our listeners if we have any after this. We're so
Yes,
sorry,
maybe.
but you know what? It had to be done. Just think, this is for the best. Okay, I'm doing this for
Yeah.
you.
I'm gonna write the word major before shoot the shit. in the
Major shoot
description.
the shit. I can't believe the race results didn't last. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's too bad.
It happens, I guess.
How about Robert Kubica? Do you think he has?
He's not doing like his ratio compared to Heidfeld compared to last
Yeah.
year. That's
But see,
good.
here's the problem. Heidfeld was like fucking around last year, and then as soon as Kubica replaced Jacques Villeneuve, which by the way, he said he quote unquote left BMW. He didn't leave.
Mhm.
He got thrown out. Okay, that's how that works. So anyways, he pretty much had this confidence booster that now he has a teammate that can actually race and is on his heels. So now Nick Heidfeld has to prove himself that he's worthy of staying because next year his contract is up, right? And now he has this rookie on his tail. So anyways, I don't know if it's the car because Heidfeld, I don't know, Kubica was so good at the end of last year. So do you
Yeah.
think they have different cars? Like, do you think it's the driver
Probably.
themselves, or do you think there is something wrong with Kubica's car?
Both.
Because I don't know, they're running up top, but I don't know. Kubica's had some troubles in the last 3 races, so hopefully he can iron those out. I cleaned my closet this week. I had this big chest in there, right? And there was nothing in there but junk, like old books and a radio and all the shit that I didn't need. So pretty much I took it all down to the garbage, and I'm glad I cleaned that out. I have a bit of a rant.
Again.
Yeah. What is it with those black people? Well,
That's what we have to do.
what I'm trying to do is make a point. Okay. Okay. What the hell? I went shopping, and every athletic store I went into was playing a rap. I don't understand what's wrong. To be active, do you have to be black? Are the most sports players black? I don't understand how they figured that out. But then again, they say 60% of hip hop is bought by white men. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's a factor, right? But I was pretty annoyed because I don't have headphones right now. I have headphones for in-house, but I don't have any when I go gallivanting. So I was pretty much subjected to all this shitty music as I walked around the mall. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's about it. My cat's pretty upset today because they're not showing Andy Roddick's match. Yeah, so she is hiding. Actually, when I was when I looked through that chest in my closet, I found a teddy bear from which my great grandma made for me years and years ago, and it has become the natural rival of my cat. So, and I take the teddy
Really?
bear everywhere I go now just to piss her off. It's very funny. Quite a comical experience. She actually attacked him last night when he was sleeping. It, the cat's crazy, I tell you. Do you want a bike?
Yes.
Are you in the market for a bike? A
No,
bicycle?
not really. I have a bicycle.
Alright, well, because my place is so crowded right now because we're not allowed access to our balconies. So I have 2 bikes in here, and that's just ridiculous. I really hate that. Let's talk about global warming, shall we? Did you read my piece on global warming?
Dude, I tell you, I didn't read your
Really?
blog in a
Well,
little
you know what?
while.
When you get the time, go to anorexicpill.com and check that out. So the way I see it is global warming is a
Yes.
myth. Okay.
It is. You know why? Because we are now in past mid-April, and it's freaking hail, snow storming outside
But
right
yeah,
here, and it's freaking piece of
but
shit
you know
cold.
what? There is no optimum temperature that the Earth should be at. It changes and fluctuates all the time. I believe that's how the dinosaurs
Yes.
died. What happened was they were roaming the Earth, and the Earth said, you know what, you're done. And they fucking flooded the Earth, and then it came back down, the sea level came back down, and then people came, right? That's how I think it happened,
Mhm.
okay? So I think our time is soon to be extinct, and then the next species will live on Earth, or what have you. So hopefully that works out well. Hopefully I get to live at least until I'm 40 before we turn into a water world. But anyways, I think that everyone, they're placing the blame on, trucks and shit like that. Yes, sure, it's contributing. Maybe it sped it up by a couple of years, but it's not the reason why our planet is fucked. And yeah, when you think about it, yeah, it's pretty fucked up to have smog. Yeah, it's not good for you. So yeah, you should. Well, you shouldn't buy a Prius, but you should maybe buy a motorcycle or develop different kind of fuels because this is not good for us. Doesn't matter what it's doing to the planet because it's doing relatively nothing. So anyways, that's all. That's my little rant. That's all on anorexicpill.com. Also on helium.com. You can search for Justin Ritchie. I like helium. You really got to start writing. You don't do enough writing.
I guess.
Dude, it's so
I
much fun writing.
Yeah, well, I don't have any inspiration.
You know what?
So.
Inspiration is bullshit, okay? What do you I don't know. I don't want to bring this too personal though. I don't know. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know. Don't want to bring up personal stuff and then you get stalkers and stuff like that. But I don't know. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
But you said you're entrepreneurial, right? What are you
Possibly.
thinking of doing?
What
Well,
do you mean?
starting your own company. But what do you think you're gonna, like? What are you gonna build cabins? Cabins are a good industry. I'm just asking, what market do you think you would be in?
Oh, I really don't know. Probably a tickish thing. Or
You know
I
what's a
don't know.
good menace? Shutters. Shutters. Look into
Shutters.
for like the hurricanes, right? Shutters on the windows, bulletproof. That is a good business. I remember the CSI where the guy was cheaping out on the shutters. Do you remember that one? No?
No.
Because there was a hurricane and the piece of metal slit the guy's throat? Anyways, do you
I
ever
don't
watch
remember
CSI
any.
anymore?
No.
No.
Fortunately not. No, I kind of went and said,
Yeah, I know.
I kept missing the episodes at some point.
Yeah.
I think I got too big of a dose.
Yeah.
And I had my, like, what, 6 hours in
Oh,
a row or
that's
something?
ridiculous. Yeah, it was like, oh, it was ridiculous. It was like 5 hours. Man.
Every
And
Friday.
CSI is a very popular show. It's funny. Okay. All right. A little news bit here for you. You might enjoy this one,
Really?
Mr. Yannick. I didn't find it on the internet, but I heard it on another radio show. Now, have you heard of Vote for the Best? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
It's Vote for the Worst, actually. So what it is it's where people band together and they vote for the worst. So on American Idol, right now there's a guy in there. His name's Sanjaya. And everyone's voting for him that don't even watch the show just to keep him on because he's so bad. And Howard Stern has joined the bandwagon and said, yeah, you should vote for him. He's terrible. Anyways, someone asked Hillary Clinton at, there's like an open mic and you ask him a question. And someone asked Hillary Clinton what they should do, what the American government could do about Sanjaya. And I thought that was hilarious. Hilarious. And she said that's the best question I've had in years. But don't vote for that stupid bitch. Don't fool yourself. Also, don't vote for the black guy, Obama. Don't. It's nothing about his race. Nothing about it. But you know what? It's funny because on Free Talk Live the other night there was this guy, and he phoned in, and he said he was talking to his sister-in-law, and she asked who he voted for, and he said Harry Brown, which is a libertarian, third-party candidate. And she said, shame on you. Shame on you. She said, shame on you. You shouldn't have wasted your vote. And this is one stupid bitch. Like, what the fuck? She shames him? Why should he have shame? She isn't voting for Kerry. She is voting against Bush. That's the problem. People are voting against other parties. You should vote for, what you believe in. Why do I need, why are the key topics gay marriage? What the fuck does that have to do with normal people? Normal, as in mentally sane people that don't want a dick shoved up their ass? Yes. Yes. Man, I can't. Having a daily talk show would be so fun. Talking like this all the time. This would be a lot of fun. You don't do a lot of talking, though. You gotta participate more.
I'm already...
You gotta participate more. Come on, this is fun.
Yeah. I'm already preparing all this stuff on the website.
Oh, really? On the website. See, he's the webmaster. I don't know. I don't know what I do. I do nothing, really.
You're the host.
I'm the host. I offend people. I write. I like writing. You can see my writing at anorexicbill.com. I'm turning into John C. Dvorak. Because the story behind Dvorak is whenever he can, he gets a plug for his website. So if someone says, now on to John C. Dvorak, he says .org/blog. because that is his website. And it's actually a pretty good website. If you want to check it out, it's a dvorak.org.
You're plugging his own.
Dude, it's dvorak.org. Anyways, see, look, he has Virginia Tech Rampage. I know a lot of our readers are at work right now. You'll see a lot of this tonight when you get home. I'm just putting this up as a place. What the hell? Okay, well, that was a very bad example. But Microsoft and Adobe launched new media players to endorse DRM. See? That is a heavy hitter. Let's see. American radio icon Don Imus disgraced, fired after threat to reveal 9/11 secrets, says Pravda. Dude! Okay, let's read this. American icon. Yeah, okay, that's the title. This is a whopper. The story goes on to talk about Charlie Sheen will be the next target. Pravda, whoever the fuck that is, has become the Onion, methinks. No? If you don't know what the Onion is, the Onion came out, what, 97? It was like a satire news site. And, anyways, that is crazy. In a clear sign of its intent to rein the distance. Okay, that doesn't matter. But that's crazy. That is crazy. I am going to read that after we are off the air. I love saying off the air. You know, this is going to be the longest episode ever, and we talk about nothing. That is great.
Yes.
Oh, really? Dude, let's talk about 9/11 now. Alright, so, you yourself are a nappy-headed hoe. What do you think of 9/11? Do you think it was... You want to go? What do you think it was a conspiracy?
I saw a few videos there on YouTube about those, like, documentaries.
Yes. Did you see 9/11 Truth? That one's good.
I don't know really, but oh man, what they're saying is
it
convincing.
It's very convincing. But there's a guide. Okay, you can go to loosechangeguide.com. And what that is it rebuts every single fact that is made in the movie Loose Change. And, see, me, I believe that, yes, an engine from a Boeing 747 or whatever cannot disintegrate once it hits a wall. I believe that. But, I don't know. I don't believe the government, because that's just my nature. But I don't believe completely what the conspiracy theorists are saying. So I think it's somewhere in between. I know the government must have had some knowledge of 9/11. Must have. It's so obvious. But to what extent, I'm not sure. I don't think they put demolitions in the 9/11 building, right? The two towers.
Well, they did bring down the 7. That's
well,
sure.
it did, but it did collapse in a small footprint.
Well, if you look at the way it collapsed, it's very suspicious.
Yeah, it's like parallel. It's amazing.
And there's no actual reason for it to collapse either.
Yeah, because they did talk about the heat and how even if it was this hot, it wouldn't melt the structure. And
it's steel buildings. There's no steel buildings that actually collapsed due to fires. So.
And even if it were to fall, it wouldn't burn each support beam at the same time, at the same rate, and it would all fall.
It wouldn't fall the way it did.
So,
because really you see the planned implosion way brought down with the
that is fascinating, because radio, they always get those conspiracy theorists. And I'm in between on both, right? I'm not sure what to believe. But how would they put all the shit in there? All the shit. All the explosives. You don't know.
It's highly.
You know.
No, I do not.
No,
Do
I
you?
don't. I don't. So anyways, I guess that's the end of this episode of Race Tech Radio. You can check out all
Finally.
the stories we cover at racetechradio.com. Also, you can email us at racetechradio@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. We're sorry it took so long, but it had to be said. So we'll be
Yes, I'll do too.
we'll
So
be
this year.
be back next week on Tuesday, the regular day. Also on Tuesday, don't forget to check out Dig Nation live in LA. Did you watch the pre-tape?
No, I was keeping the pre-tape to watch it at the same
Hey,
time.
that
as the
you
show's
know what
coming up right
that's
now.
a good idea right there. I was too anxious. I had to watch it right away, so I did watch it. Funny stuff, a little too
Ow.
short. A little too short. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Funny stuff about the pre-show though, it's not available for public download.
Yes.
And it was so easily available through torrent. You just like go to ISO Hunt or Pirate Bay, you write like Dig Nation pre-LA
Yeah.
show or whatever it was called, and you get it immediately. It's just
But
hilarious.
you know what? That's if they're gonna
I'm sure we could find the 93 episode on there
93.
too.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
of course. But see, the problem with that is if they're gonna make stuff exclusive, that's just mean because that's like extortion.
Yes.
That's like, oh, you have to pay. You know, I don't think that's very kind of them. But if I believe in the whole release Thursday for members and then release Tuesday for non-members. I think that's a great idea. But I can't get down with the whole exclusive material for the members. By the way, if you haven't taken the survey, have you taken the survey?
I can't remember.
Revision3.com/survey. It was a fun little survey. They were thinking of doing Revision 3 beer. I'm not too down with that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
They were thinking about putting pre-roll, not pre-roll. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Pre-roll advertisements, right? And they were thinking of stuff like that. So pretty much,
Well, Dig Nation already.
yeah, that's true.
Most shows.
But you know,
Anyway.
they're passing that by us, and they ask what shows I would like to see more of, and stuff like that. And you know what? I think that's good that they care. Also
Yes.
on Tuesday, of course, the Totally Rad show. It's not totally rad yet. It's definitely getting there. It definitely is getting there, but it's not as rad as it could be. That one guy, fuck, he's so annoying.
Yeah. He doesn't seem all that. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either. It's just annoying. He's very annoying. Anyways, that is at I guess totallyredshow.com. I think they have forums too. Have you checked those out? I haven't checked out their site out.
Quickly, but nothing.
I don't know.
very-
We'll have to see. I'll definitely look into that. Also, next week we will have more news and race results from Montague. Oh, very excited about that. Hopefully it's not as early as this race was because that's killing me. I have to wake up. Well, I don't even get to wake up. Like for you, you can wake up at 6 o'clock and then watch it, right? Me, I have to stay up until 3 and then watch GP2 and Formula 1.
I'd prefer staying up till 3 and getting up at 6, because when I get up at 6, I watch the first half, get bored, and fall asleep. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
see, me, I can wake up at 6 as long as I go to sleep early the night before. I don't know, because,
Which
dude,
can't
I had
do.
to stay up until 7, and then I slept until 4 o'clock the next day. Dude, that's not fun. That's not fun. Anyways, so that's all for this episode of Race Tech Radio.
Yes.
You can check out our websites, racetechradio.com.
Okay.
Of course, you have to plug the website, and anorexicpill.com.
You plugged your website more than ours.
I post stuff there all the time. So check those out, and until next time, we will see you later. See, we need to work on the intro. We were actually talking about the intro, not
The intro's fine.
Yes, it's the
Conclusion.
outro. I like how this show just keeps on going.
The
Oh, by the
extra.
way, Federer made it to the second round. We'll see how that works. Anyways, what the hell? Oh, right, the outro. If you have any ideas for the outro, you can email us, but we really don't know how to end it. I think bye is good. I like the bye.
But yeah, sounds just funny though. So.
But what can you say, you know? Until next week.
Email us a
Yeah.
lot.
Or like, online in the meantime. That's Free Talk Live's little online in the meantime. It's been Ian here with you and Mark. Yeah. See, we need something.
Well, our bye is
It is
so
unique. Alright,
is it?
so I guess that's all. Goodbye.